Hello, good morning and welcome to week 3 of the Introduction to Pilates course. This week we're going to work on the tummy, the neck and the shoulders. You're going to need a head cushion and Pilates ball and a band. You might need a block, but if you don't have blocks, that's fine. You can use 2 thick books to sit on. And you might need, if you have a Pilates ring, you can use a Pilates ring, but we can use our hands instead, so that's absolutely fine. And you will need the ball or a small cushion and the band. So quite a variety of equipment today, but I will let you know in the class when to use them and the alternative if you don't have them. First of all, I also like to remind you to work within your limits and just be mindful of your aches and pains whilst exercising. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, we're going to put our feet together. Open our toes to a small V and then align our heels with our toes. And we're going to take a few seconds to set our weight under each foot, making sure they're nice and equal on the middle of each foot. Make sure we have a micro bend behind our knees, putting our hands on our hips, reminding ourselves of our bucket of water, keeping our trunks nice and still. We're going to tip that bucket of water on our heels and tip the bucket of water on our toes. Tip the bucket of water on our heels and then on our toes. Keeping the movement quite wide to start with, to mobilize the lower spine, and then gently and slowly reducing those movements, coming to the midpoint where your bucket of water is nice and level, the water is still, and your hands are level with one another. And relax the arms down, take a big roll back of the shoulders and melt the shoulder blades down towards our bottom pockets. Here we're going to remember our peach underneath our chin, lengthening the back of our neck, and a big helium balloon lengthening us up towards the ceiling, attached to the crown of our heads, making us nice and tall. We're going to start with an ankle strategy. So you can imagine that you have a ring around your ankles, and on this ring you have a ball. And we're going to push that ball around, making a circle. So put your hands on your hips. And here you're going to take a breath in to prepare. Breathe in and out. You're going to come forward to your toes and then lean towards your sides of your foot, anchor to your heels, to the other side and back to your toes. It's a small circle. Imagining you've got a ring around your ankles. You're pushing that ball around that ring. Noticing how the weight of your body shifts from the front to the side to the back of your heels. And then we're going to move that ring up to our knees. Moving the ball, making the circle a little bit bigger, and then up to our thighs, moving that ball around, and then the ring is up onto our waist. And then nice up around our, I'm losing my balance there, onto our ribs, around our chest. And around our shoulders. You can notice that the circles are getting a little bit bigger as the rings go up our body. And now the ring is above our head, and we're drawing a circle or pushing the ball around that ring with our head. Here we're going to go the other way, bringing the ball the other way around the ring, starting with our head. So the ring is going the other way around. And we're going to draw that ring down towards our body. So bring it down to our shoulders. And to our chest. And then down to our waist. And our thighs, Back to our knees. The circles are starting to get a little smaller. And our ankles. And here we're going to really reduce that movement until we come to the middle of each foot, where our feet are nice and grounded. The weight of our body is equal under each foot, right in the middle. So that's this ankle strategy. You're going to relax the arms down. Now that we've nicely warmed up our ankles, we're going to work on our dumb waiter. So we're going to bring our arms up towards our waist, folding them up on our waist. Imagining that we've got tennis balls stuck between our elbow and our waist. The palms are up. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, you're going to engage the lower tummy muscles and open to the side. Breathe in, return. Breathing out, open. Breathe in, return. Keeping the chest nice and soft. Remembering a helium balloon, making us nice and tall. Here we're warming up our shoulder blades, bringing them up together and separating them as we come back to the middle. Trying to focus on our pelvic muscles engagement. As we're breathing out to open, we squeeze our back passage and our front passage up. And keeping them engaged as we come back in. This time I'm going to open and I'm going to lengthen the arms away. Palms down, palms up. Return to the waist and fall back to the middle. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage and open. Lengthen away. Back and palms down, palms up, fall back to the waist. Return to the center. And again, breathing in, breathing out, open and lengthen away. Breathe in, palms down. Breathe out, palms up, fall back in and return to the middle. So here we are doing our Cleopatra. Keeping that engagement of our lower toe muscles as we extend and return. Bringing our arms to shoulder height as we lengthen away. Breathing out, open. Extend away. Palms down. Palms up. Fall back in. And back, fold back into the middle. Last one. And fall back to the center, back to the middle, lower the arms down, excellent. Here I want to ask you to have a nice roll back of the shoulders. And then we're going to roll the shoulders forward. I'm going to bring our arms up in front. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, we're going to bring our arms up. And in, return. Breathing out, up. Breathe in, circle back and return to the middle. So as you bring your arms up, make sure your rib stays nice and soft. Breathing in to return. We don't want any chest lifting to start with. Breathing out, lift. Breathing in, return. Up. And around to come back to the center. This time we're going to add a little chest stretch. So we're going to go up and at the same time we're going to lift our upper chest up towards the ceiling, looking up. And then return, come back. So here I'm going to ask you to lengthen those strings. Just imagine you've got a little string up here on your breastbone. And it's pulling up. Someone's pulling up towards the ceiling. So your ribs are coming up a little bit. So take a breath in to prepare, arms in front. Breathing out, lift up. Breathing in, return. So really shouldn't have to arch your back. It's really upper chest stretch. So it's to stretch the upper mid-back up and onwards, upwards. Breathing out, up. Breathing in, return. One more. And return. Lower the arms down. Really good. Give your shoulders a shrug. We're going to do for our arm opening. So we're going to bring our arms back in front. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, we're going to open to the side, follow with the arms, with our eyes, keeping the hips forward and come back. Breathing out, open to the side. Breathing in, return. Out, keeping the hips forward, remembering that we have headlights on our hips, shining in front of us. Breathing out as you open, in as we turn. It's a little tip to keep that hip forward. Just press the hip forward where you turn, on the side that you're opening to. And then press the hip forward and press onto the opposite foot. This should keep your hips forward. Remembering our helium balloon, making us nice and tall, and also having a little think where our shoulders have gone to, making sure they are on holiday and not crept up to our ears. This time I'm going to open and stay open to 90 degrees, keeping our hips nice and forward and stuck where they are. And we're going to do a little hip twist. So keep our arms where they are. We're going to twist from the waist and then return the arm. Breathing out, open. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out, twist from the waist. Breathe into the stretch. Breathe out, return, and return the arm. Breathe in, breathing out, open to the side. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out, twist, keeping those hips nice forward. Breathe into the stretch. And breathing out to return. We're going to one more on each side. So here we're working the mid back. We're twisting from the waist, trying to stretch that mid back. That doesn't get lots of stretching. Last one on this side. Breathing to prepare. Breathing out, open. Breathing, hold and twist as you breathe out. Breathe in to hold, and breathing out to return. Lower your arms down. Give your shoulders a little bit of a shake. They worked hard. And now we're going to work on our legs and ankles. So we're going to start with our heel raises. I'm going to put our hands on our hips. And imagining that we are in the straws, making sure we've got a little bend in our knees. We're going to be sucked up that straws, up, as we go up to our toes and lower down. Let's take a breath in to prepare, breathing out, engage and come up. Breathe in, return. Keeping those toes nice and relaxed. Make sure we don't grip with our toes on the mat. And only going as high as we can control the wobble of our ankles. Engaging our bottom muscles to help us balance on our toes. One more. And then relax. This time we're going to go down, and so we're going to go up, sorry. And I'm going to bend our knee, lower the heels, and come back up. So coming up, staying up, bend our knees, lower the heels, and come back up. Breathing in, prepare. Breathing out, up. Breathing, hold. Breathing out, bend the knees, lower the heels, straighten back up. Breathing out, up. Breathing, hold. Bending your knees, stay on your toes, lower the heels, and using the bottom to come back up. Breathe in, lower the heels, breathing out to come back up. Breathing out, up. Breathe in, hold. Breathing out, fold. Breathe in, lower the heels. Breathing out, come back up. One more this way. Breathe out, up. Breathe in, hold. Breathing out, fold. Breathe in, lower the heels, and squeezing back up. This time we're going to go to reverse. We're going to go down first on our knees, so fold the knees. Come up on our toes, lift up, and lower the heels. Take a breath in to prepare, breathing out, squat. Breathe in, come on your toes. Breathing out, lift up using your bottom. Breathe in, lower. Breathing out, fold. Breathe in, come up to your toes. Breathing out, using those bottom muscles, come up. Breathe in, lower. So that's our foot series, which is called. Breathing out, fold. Breathe in, come up to your toes. Breathing out to lengthen up and lower down. So now we're going to do one way, one way, one the other way. So you're going to go down first. So going down, breathing out. Breathing in, come onto your toes. Breathing out, lift. And lower down. This time we're going to go up, coming up to your toes. You're breathing out. Breathing out, fold. Breathing in, lower the heels and squeeze back up. Breathing out, lower. Come up to your toes, squeeze up to come up to your toes, lengthening up. Lower down. Come up to your toes. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out, fold. Breathe in, lower the heels and squeeze back up as you're breathing out. Lower down. Toes. Squeeze back up. Down. Toes. Fold. Heels down. Squeeze back up. Lower down. Toes. Squeeze up onto your toes. Lower the heels. Go up to your toes. Fold down. Lower the heels and squeeze back up. We're going to do one more each way. Down. Come to your toes. Lengthen up. Heels down. Last one. Come up to your toes. Lower yourself down. Heels down and squeeze back up. Lower your arms, relax your arms in the side and give your little ankles a little twirl because they've worked hard here. We're going to move to our scissors. So I'm going to move myself to the side so you know what to do and you can see better. So all our key elements in place, hands to our hips. We're going to start with different levels. So here we're going to come up to our tiptoes. Shift the weight on the one leg, making sure the weight is in the middle of the standing foot and the foot is slightly bent. We're going to slide the first foot forward, lengthen, fold the back foot and squat down as far as we can, using our bottom to come back up. And slide back in. So So using our core muscles here, breathing in to prepare, breathing out. Come to your toes and slide the foot forward. Bend or fold the back knees down, keeping your trunk nice and straight. So your trunk is in front on top of your hips and your hips are nice and stacked up on your pelvis. Squeezing back up with your bottom and sliding back in. So it looks simple, but it's actually harder than it looks. So take a breath in to prepare, breathing out. Come up to your toes. Slide the foot and lengthen forward. Fold the back leg or the back knee down, keeping your trunk nice and stacked on top of your hips, tucking your bottom under. Squeeze your bottom to come back up and slide the foot back. That's called our scissors. Take a breath in to prepare, breathing out. Toes, slide and lengthen forward. Fold to our squat. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out, lengthening back up and slide back. Breath in to prepare, breathing out. Toes, slide forward and lengthen. Fold back, keeping your pelvis nice and straight. Breathe in to hold, breathing out. Come back up and slide back in, keeping our feet parallel. Breathe in, breathing out. Toes, slide and lengthen. Fold back and come back up, back to the middle. Breathe in to prepare, breathing out, engage, toes, slide and lengthen forward. Fold the back knee. Breathe in, return as you're breathing out and slide back in. Level 2, if you feel that's enough of a challenge and you are comfortable. If that's enough, just keep going. If you want an extra challenge, you can come up and hover the foot. Big step forward and lengthen. Fold the back knee as far as you are able to, keeping the pelvis tucked under and the trunk nice on top of the hips. Use your bottom muscle to come back up and come back to hover if you can. Take a breath in to prepare. Engage and hover. Lengthen, big step forward. Squat down. Breathe in to hold. Breathe in out, return. And try to come back to hover. So that's level 2. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out. Hover. Big step. And lengthen. Fold the back knee. Breathe in to hold the squat. Breathing out. Use your bottom muscle to step back up. And come back to hover. Obviously, the bigger the step, the harder it will be. Breathe in to prepare. Breathing out. Hover. Big step, lengthen. Fold back. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out to come back. And coming back to hover. Lower the leg. So you're going to do which level you are in. You're going to do one more. So hover. Big step. Fold down. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out. Come back. And come back to hover. Lower down. Last one. Hover. Big step, lengthen. Fold down. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out to come back up. You can bring that little back leg or back foot a bit closer to help coming back down if you want. And come back. Relax your arms. Shake your hands. And then we're going to go our roll down. Well done. So that was our legs nice and Warm now. So I'm going to use our roll down to come down to the mat. So all our key elements in place. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, chin to chest. Rolling the shoulders forward. And then remembering peeling off that spine one bone at a time. Away from the wall. And then the pelvis and the hips all the way down. Or as far as we can. Breath in here. Breathing out. Tucking that tail under. Restacking that spine one bone at a time. Shoulders back, neck long, head long. Breathing at the top, breathing out, engaging our core muscle, chin to chest, rolling forward. Really one bone at a time, starting with the top spine, and in the mid spine, and then the lumbar spine, then the hips, and the pelvis, forward and going down as far as we can. Breathing in, breathing out, tucking that bottom on the first and then the bottom spine. Then the mid spine, upper spine, shoulders, neck and head. This time we're going to roll ourselves or lower ourselves all the way to the mat. Breathe in to prepare, breathing out, chin to chest, rolling forward. Nice and easy, one bone at a time. And the hips and the bottom, all the way down. Folding our knees when we reach the floor, putting our hands on the floor, lowering ourselves down and coming to sitting on our mat. In here, we're going to start our tummy muscles exercise. So, we're going to start with our tummy muscle exercise, like I just said, and we're going to need a block to sit on. If you don't have a block, you can use two thick books that will do exactly the same thing. So we're going to put the block underneath our bottom and sit on the block. And we're going to work on our roll-ups. So we're sitting high on our sitting bone, our knees bent. Feet and knees hip width apart. So we're going to do our toes and our heels, aligning the toes and the heels together. And our knees and toes on our trend tracks, nice and parallel. We're going to do our roll-ups. We're also going to need a ball. If you've got a Pilates ball or even a cushion, put it between your knees. And you're going to need the band to give you assistance. The band, you're going to wrap it underneath your feet. You're going to keep your feet up to make sure that the band doesn't pin up and hurt yourself. And you're going to hold the band in between your fingers and your thumb. Quite tight, just to give you some assistance as you roll down. So here we're going to take a breath in to prepare. We're sitting high on our sitting bone. We're going to squeeze the ball. We're going to tuck our tail under, trying to create a little C curve and lower ourselves down as far as we can. Bring your arms with us. Breathe in, breathing out. We're going to come back in a C curve and we stack ourselves. I'm going to sit a bit forward on my block. My block is a little bit small, so hope I won't fall out of it. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage your lower chin muscles. You're going to curve, tuck your back under, lower yourselves down, bring your arms up towards your knees. Breathing in, breathing out, return that C curve towards your knee and then restack up. Breathe in to prepare, breathing out, squeeze the ball, tuck your tail under, roll yourselves down, pulling on the mat, on the band, bringing your bringing your hand on top of your knee. And if you're on a C curve, breathing in to hold, breathing out, coming back towards your knees and restacking. So that's with the block on. I'm going to show you without the block. So I find it easier without the block, when my block is a bit small. I'm going to keep the band and the ball. So we're going to take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, squeeze the ball. Tuck our tail under. Roll ourselves back onto our sitting bone. Bring your arms, pulling on the band to bring our hand on top of our knees. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out, returning that C towards our knees and restacking. Breathe in, breathing out. Tuck under and lower ourselves back, creating that C curve. Breathe in, breathing out, returning and restacking. So the band here is giving you a bit of a, it's helping you lowering yourselves down, and it's especially helping you coming back up. So it's giving assistance to your tummy muscles. Taking a breath in here to prepare. Breathing out. Tuck under. Curve down. Bring your arms to above your knees. Breathing in to hold. Breathing out. Bring the C back to your knees and curve and restack. Breathe in. Breathing out. Tuck under and lower ourselves down. Breathe in. Breathing out, restack. Only going as far down as you can, while able to. You don't have to go very far. It's only as far as you're able to go down, or your tummy muscles allow yourself to lower yourself down. Curving down. Breathing in, breathing out. Tuck under, engage. Breathe in to hold, breathing out. Keeping the curve first to go towards your knee and then restacking on top of your sitting bone. Breathe in. Breathing out, engage, tuck under, lower yourselves down. Breathe in, breathing out, coming back up. You can try without the band if you want, if you feel that you can, that's up to you. Just listen to your body. Bring your arms in front of you if you want to do without the band. Squeeze the ball, tuck under, engage. Lower yourself down as far as you can. Bring your hands above your knees. Breathe in, breathing out, restack up. Breathe in, prepare. Breathing out, engage, tuck under. Lower ourselves down until our hands are on top of our knees. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out, returning the seat to the knee and restacking. Do last one. Breathe in, prepare. Breathing out, engage and tuck under, creating that C curve. Lowering down as far as until your hands are on top of your knees. Breathe in to hold, keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed, remember. And breathing out, returning the C back to the knee. So this is the roll up. The ball, if you squeeze the ball, that will help your knee, your thigh muscles, and will stop your hamstrings from engaging, and some from your hips muscles as well from engaging and hurting. And the band, like I said, is give you assistance to come back up. So we come down to our shoulder bridge now. So we're going to lower ourselves down to the mat. Feet a little bit closer to our bottom, still bend. We don't need our head cushion for our shoulder bridge. We're going to move the head cushion away. And we can grab the ball and put it between our knees. So here all our key elements in place. Feet hip width apart and parallel with our knees. We've got a tray of drinks, so remembering a diamond shape. We're going to roll our pelvis in and out. And then reduce each movement until we get to our neutral spine, where we have a tray of drinks, nice and stable across our pelvis, and a little space for our blueberry underneath our lower back. Relaxing our arms down, remembering our pitch underneath our chin. Our ribs are nice and soft too. Then we're going to take a breath in to prepare. Breathe in out. We're going to squeeze the ball. Squeeze our bottom. Squash the blueberry. Lift the bottom up towards the ceiling. Lifting the spine one bone at a time up to our shoulder blades. Breathing in at the top. Breathing out. Folding from our shoulder blades first. Returning the spine one bone at a time. Take a breath in at the bottom, breathing out. Squeeze the ball, squeeze your bottom, squash the blueberry. Lift up one bone at a time. Breathing out. Breathing in at the top, breathing out. Lower it down one bone at a time. Back to our neutral. We'll do one more. Breathe in at the top. At the bottom, breathing out, engage, squeeze the ball, squeeze your bottom, squash the blueberry, lift one bone at a time. Breathe in at the top, breathing out, returning the spine slowly, one bone at a time. And back to neutral. So now we're going to do a shoulder bridge up. We're going to go up and we're going to add a little we're going to do some little movements at the top once we're there. So take a breath in to prepare. Breathe in, out, squeeze, squash and lift. Breathe in at the top. And as you breathe out, you're going to come up with one heel, come to your toes. Return the heel, squeeze the bum. Other heel, return the heel, squeeze the bum up. Lower yourself down. And we're going back up. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out to engage. Squeeze, squash and lift up. Nice and slow. Breathe in at the top. Breathing out. One heel up. Return. Squeeze your bum up. Other heel up. Return. Squeeze your bum up. And lower down. Breathe in, breathing out. Squash, squeeze, lift. Breathe in at the top, breathing out. Heel up, down, squeeze your bum up. Heel up, down, squeeze your bum up, and lower down. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage, squeeze the ball. Squeeze your bottom, lift up. Nice and slow. Breath in at the top. Breathing out. Heel up, down, squeeze your bum. Heel up, down, squeeze your bum up. And lower down. And back. I'm going to do two more. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, squeeze, engage. Squeeze your bottom, squash, lift. Breathing at the top. Heel up, down, squeeze your bum up. Breathing out, heel up, down, squeeze your bum up, and lower down. Last one. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage, squeeze the ball, squeeze your bottom, squash the blueberry, and lift up that spine one band at a time. Breathe in at the top. Breathing out. Heel up, down, squeeze that bum up. Heel up, down, squeeze that bum up, and then lower down. Come back, let go of the ball. Bring your knees towards your chest. And roll side to side. Give them a bit of a squeeze. And then lower yourselves back down. Coming back to your rest position. Finding your head cushion back under your head. So we're going to move up to our scissors. And from our scissors, we're going to go to our double tabletop. The double tabletop is important because that's the position that will start quite a lot of the intermediate exercises and work our lower abdominal muscles a lot from. So we're going to start with our scissors one first. So all our key elements in place, feet and knees hip width apart and parallel. Our tray of drinks is nice and stable. We've got our little space underneath our back for the blueberry. The chin is tucked under, the chest is nice and soft, and the ears are away from, the shoulders are away from our ears. We're going to take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage, and lift one leg up to single tabletop. Breathing to hold. Breathing out, we're going to hip twist to one side. Return. Hip twist to the other side. Return. Lower down. Breathe in. Breathing out, lift. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out, hip twist. Breathe in, return. Breathing out, hip twist with the other leg. Breathe in, return. Lower down. So here I'm going to get you to focus on a few things. Put your hands on your hips. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, single tabletop. Breathe in to hold. And as you hip twist, I want you to make sure that your pelvis stays nice and in neutral. Doesn't tip to the side. And then the same for the other one, hip twist with the other one. Making sure that your hip twist, your pelvis stays nice and in neutral. And lower down. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out. Engage and come up to single tabletop. Making sure you haven't squashed the blueberry as you do so. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out. Hip twist to the side. Breathe in, return. Breathing out. Hip twist to the other side. Breathe in, return. Lower down. Breathe in to prepare. Breathing out, engage. Lift. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out, hip twist. Breathe in, return. Breathing out, hip twist. Breathe in, return. And lower the foot down. Do one more on each side. Breathe in, prepare. Breathing out, engage and lift to 90 degrees. Making sure that knee is in on top of the hip and then the shin is nice and flat. Breathing in to hold. Breathing out, hip twist. Breathe in to return. Breathing out, hip twist. Breathe in, return. Lower down. Breathe in, prepare. Breathing out, engage and lift. Breathing to hold. Breathing out, hip twist. Remembering the standing knee is not moving as we hip twist to the side. And lower down. Now we're going to do our double tabletop. So all our key elements in place. You're going to take a breath in here to prepare. Breathing out, we're going to engage the lower abdominal muscles and come up to single tabletop. You're going to breathe in to hold. And as you breathe out, you're going to imprint those ribs down to the mat. Engage even more your lower toe muscles and come up to double tabletop. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out, lower one leg at a time. Do that one more time. Breathe in, prepare. Breathing out, engage and lift to single tabletop. Imprint those ribs down, engage your tummy even more. Breathing out, double tabletop. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out, lower down, one leg at a time. I'm going to keep going. Breathing in, prepare. Breathing out, engage and single tabletop. Imprint, double tabletop. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out, lower one leg at a time. Breathe in, prepare. Breathing out, engage, single tabletop. Breathing in, hold, imprint the ribs, double tabletop as you're breathing out. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out, lower one at a time. If you find that imprinting of the ribs is finding a little bit difficult, I'm going to give you a little tip. I want you to clasp your hands together. Put your hands behind your head. You take a breath in to prepare. Breathe in, out, engage, single tabletop. Breathe in to hold. As you breathe out, you're going to come up with your shoulders off of the floor and come up to your single tabletop. Lower the head down. Breathe in to hold, lower and lower. So by lifting your head up, you're imprinting naturally your ribs down. So that's to give you a little assistance as when you come up. So now we're going to work a little bit of our pelvic floor muscles as we practice. We're going to hold that double tabletop a little bit longer. So take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage and lift to single tabletop. Imprint the ribs, engage more, double tabletop. Take a breath in to prepare, to hold. And breathing out. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Trying to keep that engagement. Squeezing the back passage and the front passage. One more breath. And then lower one leg at a time. Do that one more time. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out to engage. Lift to single tabletop. Breathing in, print the ribs. And breathing out, double tabletop. Breathe in. And out. Trying to keep that engagement as long as we can in double tabletop. Try not to noticing whether our tummy is bulged up. That's what we don't want to. If your tummy is bulged up, just lower yourselves one leg at a time and retry. Lower down one leg at a time. So the double tabletop is going to take time to master, but it's fine. It's just practice. And it's a good one to practice whilst at home. If you want to do a little practice before during the week, just come down to your rest position and just practice your double tabletop. And then lower down. The more you practice, the better it will get. The less your tummy will bulge up, and the more your lower tummy muscles will engage. Now we're going to do our abdo prep. So we're going to we've been working on lower abdominals, and now we want to work the upper abdominals. So here you're going to need your hands or your circle. So I'm going to use my hands since you're at home. You're going to clasp your hands together and put your hands behind your head on the bony part. You want your elbows nice and wide. You should be able to see them from the corner of your eyes. And then your feet and knees are hip width apart. Your pelvis is in neutral. You're going to take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, you can engage your lower tummy muscles. Coming up from your shoulders towards your knees. Breathe in to hold. And breathing out lower. So here we are reducing or shortening, should I say, the springs from our ribs to our hips. So we take a breath in to prepare, breathing out, we're lifting the shoulders off of the floor, shortening the springs between the ribs and the hips. So we're trying to bring the ribs closer to our hips. And at the same time, we want to make sure that our pelvic floor muscles or our pelvis is nice and in neutral, so we haven't arched our back away from the mat, and we haven't squashed the blue berry as we come up. We still have the little space underneath our blue berry, and our pelvis is in neutral. We breathe in to hold and breathing out to lower. Breathe in, breathing out. Coming up, breathe in to hold, breathing out lower. Breathe in, prepare, breathing out, engage. So squeezing your back passage and your front passage if you're using your pelvic floor muscles, or shortening or tightening that belt as you're breathing out, lifting the shoulders above the mat. It's really important the head is not moving. Your head is looking up, your chin is up. It's your shoulders that's coming up. Your hands are here to support your head. So your chin is poking up towards the ceiling. Only go as high as you are able to. You don't have to go very high to make those abdominals work. They can be here or it can be here. It's the same thing. Only go as high as you can keep that pelvis nice and in neutral. If you have a circle at home, you can use the circle. You rest your head on one of the pads, the bony part of your head, and you put your hand on the other pad, one on top of the other, elbows wide. Take a breath in to prepare, breathing out, lifting up. Breathe in to hold, breathing out lower. We'll do 3 more. And last one. And then we're going to relax our arms on the side of our body. And we're going to move to exercises to work our neck and shoulders. So we're going to roll ourselves onto our front. We're going to lay on our tummy. So here, the position is a bit different. So we're going to lay on our tummy. We've got a head cushion. We're going to put our head cushion, we're going to rest our forehead on our head cushion. We're going to do a swimming in on our front. So we want our arms ahead of us, elbows a little bit higher than our shoulders. Our feet and leg are hip width apart and parallel. Here the key is to keep your pubic bone imprinted on the mat. So you're going to tuck your tail under, making sure, and then just imagine that you have super glue underneath your pubic bone and you've glued your pubic bone onto the mat. Your lower tummy muscles are lifted away from the mat. So imagine you've got a little ice cube underneath your lower tummy muscles and it's a bit cold. So you want to lift the tummy muscles away so you don't want to get cold. If you find in that position that you are still quite arched up, you might need a cushion underneath your hips. So find a bigger cushion. I bet this one, and put it underneath your hips. And that will help with the arch of your, that will lift your hips up and help with the arch of your lower back. So we are in our position in swimming. Our hands up ahead of us. Pubic bone imprinted on the mat. Lower abdominal muscles nice and lifted away from the mat. We're going to take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, we're going to lengthen one leg away and hover the leg. Breathing in, return the leg. Breathing in, prepare. Breathing out, engage. And lift and hover the leg. Breathe in, return. Breathe in, prepare. Breathing out, engage and lengthen and lift. Keeping the leg nice and straight, no folding of the knee. Lengthen and lift as you breathing out. Breathe in, lower down. Breathe in, prepare. Breathing out, engage, lengthen and lift. Breathe in, return. The lift is not going to be very high, because when in that position we can only probably extend the hips up to about 40 degrees. So it's very small lift. And now we're going to do our arms. So same position, pubic bone imprinted on the mat. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage, and slide arm up towards the opposite room, and then lift up and return. Breathe in, prepare. Breathing out, engage, slide and hover. Breathe in, return. And again. One more. And now we're going to try to do both arms and legs together. We're going to do opposite arm to opposite leg. So you're going to take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, we're going to engage, and we're going to hover the arm up and the opposite leg up. And breathe in, return. Breathing out, engage. Hover the arm and the leg. Breathe in, return. You really should feel it into your upper body. And your bottom, the lower part of your back should be nice and straight. You shouldn't feel anything there. I'm going to do one more on each side. Last one. And now we're going to bring our arms more into like a chicken wing, so like an L shape, and with the elbow in line with our shoulders. Here, same applies. The pubic bone is nice and glued up onto the mat. And our lower tummy muscles is nice and lifted away from the mat. And take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out. We're going to lift our head up off of the floor. Lifting our breastbone off of the floor. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out to lower. Here it's important that you keep your head in line with your neck. So imagine that you have a third eye onto your forehead. And that third eye is directly looking down onto the mat. So that's called a swan dive. Here we're strengthening the deep muscles in our neck and shoulders. This one is very good for the posture, to retrain those muscles to work when we're sitting. Or standing. I'm going to do the last one. And then lower down. And now we're going to bring our arms alongside our body. Our palms are facing our thighs. And nice and relaxed. Here we're going to take a breath in to prepare. The forehead is still resting on our cushions. We can double that cushion up if we want, so we can breathe better. Pubic bone still imprinted on the mat. In here, we're going to take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage, lifting those lower tummy muscles away from the mat. And as we do so, we're going to lengthen away the hands towards our feet. As we want you to touch our hands with our feet with our hands. Gliding the shoulder blades towards our bottom. Hovering the arm. Breathe in. Breathing out, lower, relax. So breathe in to prepare. Breathing out, engage. And glide the shoulder blades towards our bottom. Reaching our hands towards our feet. Hovering the arms off of the mat. Breathe in. Breathing out, return. Breathe in to hold. Breathe in out, return. Breathe in to prepare. Breathing out, engage and glide and reach. Hover. Breathe in to hold. Breathing out, return. So here, if you find this quite easy, the level 2, here, we are in the same position, but as you take a breath in to prepare, as you take a breath out and engage and glide, reach and hover, you can also hover the head off of the floor, lifting the breastbone up, away, looking towards the mat. Breathe in to hold, breathe in out, lower. Breathe in, prepare, breathe in out. Glide in, reach and hover. Breathe in to hold, and breathe in out, lower. Maybe one more. Well done. You bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tug your feet under. Push with your hands yourself back up to your hands and knees. And then we're going to finish the class with a leg pull and prone prep. So in 4-point kneeling basically. So the 4-point kneeling position, your feet are going to be tucked under. Your knees are in line with your hip in a 90 degree. Your hands are shoulder width apart and head one step ahead a little bit of the shoulders. Your knees are hip width apart. You want your back to be nice and straight, so we're going to tuck our tail under so we can put a tray of doing across our lower back. And then we want to make sure that our breastbone is nice and wide, so collarbone wide, and our chest is lifted away from the floor. So just imagine a little flame underneath your chest, lifting your chest away. Our head is in line with our neck, and we're looking down towards the mat to a point between our two thumbs. Here we're going to take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe in out, you're going to squeeze your back muscles and your front passage. And then you're going to release. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe in out. Squeeze and lift. And then release. So first we're going to work on our pelvic floor muscles. We're going to do an engagement, quick engagement with them. So breathe in to prepare. Breathe in out. Squeeze and lift. Breathe in. Breathe in out. Keep the engagement. Breathing in. And then breathing out to release. Do that one more time. Breathing in to prepare. Breathing out. Squeeze and lift towards your heart. Breathe in, keep the engagement. Breathing out to release. So let it all hang out. Okay. If your wrists are hurting when you're in that position, just spread your hands nice and wide onto the mat, just to really spread the weight onto your hands. If it still hurts, you can put your hands into your wrist, into your fist, so that would work as well. Or put your hands underneath a cushion. So we're going to do a leg pull and prone prep. So we're going to take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, we're going to press on your hands, press on your toes and lift the knees off of the floor. Just an inch off of the floor. Breathe in to hold, breathing out lower. Breathe in, prepare. Breathe in and out, engage and push, lift. Breathe in to hold, breathe in out lower. Just making sure your elbows are not locked. You've got a small bend on the elbow. Breathe in, prepare. Breathe in, out, engage. Push and lift. Breathe in, hold. Breathe in, out, lower. So that exercise is really good because it works every part of your body. So that's an all-in-one kind of exercise. Breathe in, prepare. Breathe in, out, engage. And push and lift. Breathe in to hold, keep that engagement. Breathe in, out, lower. Good. 2 more. Breathe in, prepare. Breathe in, out. Engage and push and lift. Breathe in, hold. Breathing out, lower. Breathe in, prepare. Breathe in and engage, push and lift. Breathe in, hold. Breathe in out, lower. Okay, here we're going to add a downward dog. So we're going to take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, we're going to engage, push and lift. And then we're going to push our bottom up towards the ceiling and lower our heels down. Breathe in. Breathing out, we're going to return to our hover and then lower down. Breathe in, prepare. Breathe in out, engage, push and lift. Push your bottom up towards the ceiling. Lower the heels down. Breathe in. Breathing out, coming back to our hover. And then lower down nice and gently. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out. Engage, push and lift. Shoot your bottom up. Lower the heels. Breathe in. Breathing out. Coming back to our hover and lower down. This time we take a big step forward with our hands in front. Ankle our feet. Lower hips down towards the mat to our cobra. Breathe in. Come back up. Leaving your hands where they are. Have a shell stretch. Coming back. Lower your your hips. Breathe in. Leave your hands where they are and lower yourself down to a shell stretch. Breathe in, breathing out. Last one, lower your hips down. And then come back down to your shell stretch. Trying to go as far down onto your bottom as you can. Take a couple of breaths here. We're going to move our hands towards the side and lower down. And back to the other side. Arms, hands to the other side and lower. And you're going to come back into your hands and knees. Shoulders underneath, hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to do a thread the needle. So we're going to thread the needle under, lengthen away and lower yourself down. Breathe in, breathing out, come back. Breathing in, breathing out. Lengthen as far as you can and then lower yourself down. Breathe in and come back up. And take a big breath in, breathing out. Lower as far as you can and lower down. Push back up. Other side. Lengthen away and then lower. And then back. Here we're going to extend one leg away. Swivel the other one under. And then lower ourselves down. Stretching those bottom muscles. Lower ourselves down. And come back up. Lengthen the other leg, swivel the other one under, and lower yourselves down. Put yourself back up. We're going to do a hip opener. So we're going to tuck our toes under, come to high kneeling. We're going to take a big step forward. Here we want to make sure that our hips are nice and on top of each other, or trunk on top of the hips. Here we're going to open the arms up and down. So we're going to push forward onto our front knee as we lift the arms up and down. Try to keep that pelvis tucked under as you lift up to get the more stretch out of that hip. Staying in that position, we're going to bring our arms up to the front, and then murmur to the side. Arm up, mermaid to the other side. And then in the same here, bring our hands like a prayer in front of our breastbone. I'm going to hip twist to the side and back and to the other side and back, keeping our hips forward if we can. I'm going to change knee. If your knee hurts, put a cushion underneath. Tucking our towel under to keep our pelvis nice and in neutral position. We're going to bring our arm up and push forward. And come back. Breathing out. And in. Keeping our ribs soft as well. For this one, we're going to do an upper stretch at the same time. We're going to come up and over. And back. We're going to do a mermaid stretch. So lift up to the side. And then bend down to the side. And then return. Sorry. Let's pull in. And then our hands in front on our breastbone. Hip twist to the side. Keeping our hips forward if we can. Mine wasn't forward here. Oops, sorry. Not quite stable on that bit. And then we're coming back to high kneeling. Tuck your feet under and sit on your heels. Shrug your shoulders to your ears, and shrug down. Shoulders to ear and down. We'll tuck our head, chin to chest, and chin up. Chin to chest, chin up. We're going to look over one shoulder, come back to the middle, other shoulder, come back to the middle, ear to shoulder, back to the middle, other ear to shoulder, back to the middle. Put your fingers in front of your knees, push your knees off, roll your feet back and sit on your feet if you can. Bring your fingers towards your toes and push yourself up. Breathing your roll down to come back up. Roll your shoulders back. All our key elements in place. Clap your hands together. You bring your arms to the front. Push your hands away and look down. Stretching the upper back. Bring your arms up and stretch up. Breathe in, stretch to the side, look down, roll your shoulders forward and roll back to the front. Roll back up, shoulders back, back to the front. Push away, look down. Breathe in out, up, stretch away, breathe in out, come to the side, look down. Roll your shoulders forward, roll to the front, and roll back up. Shoulders down, shrug your shoulders, lower your shoulders. Shake your shoulders, shake your wrists, shake your legs, and you are all done. Well done for completing week 3. I think it's the hardest one so far. So well done. Have a go at practicing the single tabletop, the double tabletop during the week, and let me know how you go on.